Shalom Yasharala. Before we go into this lesson, we give all honor, all glory, and all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. We give double honor to the apostles and prophets and elders of James Camp, but as great minister, for the bring forth the 100% truth that I've been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, the tabernacle of David. And Roberta Zaria coming through this lesson. Now we have many of these Christians coming back back and forth, having a problem or issue with regeneration, reincarnation yet again. So you might see these videos resurfacing, which is why we always do our best to address these things in an early state. So you all can't say this is not what it is when the scriptures tell you or identify it as to be exactly that. So without further ado, let's jump into the lesson, right? Before we go into it, we have to identify, right, that the scriptures made it very clear. I believe it's 24 and 16 that and the reason why I had it, because they always talk about generational curses and that that is why it is impossible for to have reincarnation regeneration, which is wrong. Because these generational curses are the exact same person living out their judgment when they come back on the earth. The scripture tells you, the father shall not be put to death in the Deuteronomy 24 verse 16. The father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the father. For their fathers, everyone shall be put to death for his own sin. That's in the law itself. So everyone shall be put to death for his own sin. So when they return, they are going to be put to death. When they return, they're going to be put to death for their own sin. And whatever judgment they receive, they have to live out that judgment according to the scriptures. I think there's another precept to this. I think it's Jeremiah, I believe, 30 or 31. Bear with me. And verse 30 and 20, I believe. Bear with me. 31, I believe. It's 31, I believe. Let me see. If not, I'll find it. It is what it is. $32. Okay. Let's one more try. 32. Let's see. 32. I'll have to find it if I can get it. It's a precept I'm looking for exactly. Okay, let's go Ezekiel 18:20 then. If I can find that one here, if I can find this one here, let's go for the Ezekiel 18:20, I believe. Ezekiel 18 verse 20, Salakia, for not getting the precept. I will, if anything, I could always find that back. So I could always pause and find it back. But I swear, I thought it was Jeremiah 32, 31, and 20. It's somewhere the Jeremiah's in the 30s. Salakia again. Y'all must know what the scripture I'm talking about, right? Well, let's go Ezekiel 18 and 20. Scripture says what? The soul that sinneth, it shall die. It said, the son shall not bear the iniquities of thy father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of thy son. The righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So whatever he has done, that judgment is going to be upon him. And if the father was going to give him that penalty for his judgment, for his lifestyle, his wicked ways, he is going to have to come back here and live it out. Because when you go into the scriptures, the scripture tells you when you die, what happens? Let's get that precept in Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 7. Immediately. And this is something we cannot disagree on. It says, Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto power who gave it. So what happens? Your body goes back into the earth, which is now back, which is the dust, and your spirit, which the Father gave you, goes back to him. So as you go back to him, let's keep reading. Let's go back into Ecclesiastes 3 and verses 6 and 15 to get the point. Right? It says what? It goes on verses 14. No, let's go have verses 15. It says, that which had been is already is, that which had been is now, that which is to be had already been, and power requireth that which is past. You see that? So whatever you have done in your past life, what you have done in this life, when your past life, you would have to come back on this earth to live out that judgment, which is why in in Ezekiel 18 and 20, it tells you again, listen to it again. It says, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. That is why it said that. Understand where I'm coming from? So this, at the end of the day, shows you that that your offspring cannot receive judgment for your transgressions, but you are going to receive that your punishment for your transgressions. So if your spirit goes back to the Father and he requires that which is past, which is that which you have done, what is he going to do when he receives that? Let's read. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 16. It says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. So whatever you require that which is past, you are given your judgment. You have judgment to receive. And it says, and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So where is the place of judgment? Under the sun. What is under the sun? The earth is under the sun. So I saw under the I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there, which is on the earth. Righteous and wicked on the earth, because according to the scriptures, the wicked or the ungodly shall not inherit the kingdom of power. They shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. As simple as you can get it. And if that's the case, then that means that judgment that is going to be taking place and is taking place with righteous is on the earth today. This is where righteous and the wicked are coinciding together as we speak. Good against evil right now as we speak. That iniquity, sin, which cannot enter the kingdom of heaven, so it's only where? On the earth as we speak. You see how much clearer that sounds? Let me get 2nd Ezra just to make it even more sweeter for you. 2nd Ezra chapter 14, and I believe it's verse 34 and 35. Let's read. It says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your heart, ye shall be kept alive. Ye shall be kept alive after death, and ye shall receive mercy. After death ye shall obtain mercy, Selah. For after death, it tells you again, for after death shall the judgment come. Meaning we're going to receive our judgment when we shall live again. Then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Simple. Which is exactly what was mentioned as well in Psalms. Let's get that one more precept before because it's supposed to be short. It's a simple lesson. We have examples of reincarnation though. With Elijah and other prophets, make it make sense. We can't just sleep on that. Let's keep going now. So let's go Psalms 104 and verse 26 to 30. And it says, there goes verse 27 to 30. There it said, these wait all upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meats in due season, that thou givest them they gather. Thou openest thine hand, they are filled with good. Thou hidest thy face, like he hid his face from the children of Israel already. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. How were they troubled? By what? Captivity of the other heathen nations, to where even thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. Again, when you die, your body goes back toward the earth, the dust, and your spirit goes back to the Father who gave it. So so they die and return to their dust. So that means the spirit is already gone back to the Father. As he continued, thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, which means they are now created again. They just die. Spirit went back to Father. They received judgment according to 2 Esdras, and guess what? They are created. And thou renewest the face of the earth. So they are now a new vessel with the same spirit back on the earth. The glory of Yahweh shall endure forever, and Yahweh shall rejoice in his works. This is how it comes about. This is what happens after death. You receive your judgment, and then you come back on the earth to live out your judgment or your blessing or your whatever. If you live a life right of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, then you are going to receive your reward. You have to come back here again because we have work to do, dealing with the prophets and the apostles and the elders and the true men of Yahweh Shem Yoshai. But if you live your life in the wrong manner, which is not the men of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, guess what? And you die, the spirit is going to go back to the Father, and he's going to give you a judgment. He's going to cast judgment on you because he requires what you have done before you died. This is why to make it very clear, undeniable, to the point where you can't say it ain't gonna happen again. Of course, not to us. It wouldn't happen to us again. But listen to this. It says, I know that whatsoever power doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, not anything taken from it, and power doeth it, that men should fear before him. So what he has put in that cycle is always going to be until the coming of Yahweh HaMashiach, when he comes to save the elect of Israel, the one that was given unto him. And when we are in the glorious bodies, we will not be able to die. So guess who are going to repeat the cycle and remain in that cycle for the rest of their lives? The heathen. Which in terms, that's why we can identify clear as day that there's no salvation for them. Because if they would have to die to come back, that is not salvation. But anyways, so I will stop it right there. I hope this lesson was very understanding. Let me go back into it again for those who don't understand. It says what? Again, it says that which had been is now, and that which is to be had already been, and power required that which is past, which is what your past transgressions or whatever you have done in your past life. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I said in mine heart, power shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time and there is a purpose for every work. Right there. So if you can't get it, you can't get it. But this is what it is. We are coming back on this earth to live out our judgment. If I've done wickedly in my past life, I have more judgment to receive. At least before Yahweh Shimei Shai. Simple as because what I've done, whether it be life before or the life before that, this is where the judgment comes. This is why many children die at a young age, because of what they have done in their past life. Because Scripture tells you no innocent person, roughly paraphrase, no person innocent is going to die. But yet you see children at the age of 1, 2 who haven't done any transgressions at that point dying. Because why? What they have done in their past life, the Father required. He received. And to their portion, he gave that judgment unto them. So if they did enough to where, stillbirth, or you'll be unalived at 3, or whatever the case is, this is what's going to happen. So I hope this lesson, again, is edifying and understanding. So Shalom Yasharala, Kal Halal Yam Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. We give that belongs to the apostles and prophets and elders of JMS Camp, but to great wisdom for the bring forth the 100% truth that have been currently edified under. Shalom to the elect, tabernacle of David, and I am Roberto Zariak saying to you, Shalom. No, I know I didn't get the precept I was looking for. Let me see if I can still find it. I mean, it doesn't say Shalom already. Let's see if I can still find it. If not, it is what it is. That'll be a nice addition to the lesson, but it is what it is. Jeremiah, and there's 31 or 32 now. On 31, let's see. It's not 20, it's 30. Nah, okay. 31 and 32. Nope, okay. 30 and 31. I don't know. No. It is what it is. Alright. Shalom.